So today we're going to go ahead and expand upon the architecture that we already have deployed. If you've been keeping up with us, we of course have our Palo Alto Firewall fully configured. And in the last video, we went ahead and deployed a AWS Linux instance and then a Docker container that ran JuShop in availability zone 1. That was in our application VPC, but today we're actually going to deploy a second application, Kali Linux, and we're going to place that in the security tools VPC. So let's go ahead and hop right on in and get that started. So let's go ahead and first let's kind of do some game planning. Let's pull over Notepad here and try to think this through. So I think first up, let's go ahead and pick an IP for EC2 for our EC2 instance, which we'll call Kali. I'll just do smaller there. All right. Next up, we'll go ahead and get Kali deployed. Go ahead and basically launch the EC2. And then third, back in the firewall, we'll need to go ahead and we should create our objects. We'll need a service and we'll need an address object. We'll do security, policies, and NAT pair. And we should probably do tags as well. And then last but not least, we will connect. And if necessary, we will troubleshoot our routing. But I think we set ourselves up for success in a previous video. So that's kind of the game plan there. So let's go ahead and VPC, we'll go subnets. Let's go ahead. Let me zoom in just a wee bit here. Let's go ahead and go to availability zone. We'll select use two, sort this, and we actually need, I'll do this one more time. For security tools, not border. This is a weird kind of sort. There we go. Security tools management. We see here .128. Let's just pick .135. So 10.0.2.135. All right, cool. So we've done that. We'll go back to our EC2 instance tab. We'll just go ahead and click launch instance. And then we'll name this one Kali Linux EZ2. And then we'll browse these AMIs. Again, last week that was the AWS AMI, so it was already part of their quick start, but we actually need to go to AWS Marketplace AMIs, or we could have stayed in the other menu. We'll search Kali. Went ahead and subscribed to this ahead of time, and there's different ones here. And I see a lot of 3-star ratings. Haven't played around with these, but let's just go ahead and select this one here. You see the rules here. Before we get started, let's click this and we will see that this is where we ahead of time we can get different information based on the AMI. Basically walks you through how to get set up and to connect initially. Like for Palo, we know we need to set that initial password or change it and the CLI before we then launch our web GUI if we want to be able to log in. Here we see Amazon EC2 Kali, and of course we need our key pair. So let's go back here. We'll go ahead and subscribe. We'll subscribe on instance launch, and we'll wait for this. Hopefully shouldn't take too long. All right, there we go. So back here, T2 medium also was what was in those instructions. Let's create a new key pair. Let's see. Yeah. We'll call this Kali Linux. And then let's go ahead and create that. That one's downloaded. We'll scroll down to network settings and let's go ahead and edit this. Subnet, or let's pick the VPC first. This, of course, will go into security tools, VPC. So we'll select that. And then for subnet, we'll pick the management AZ2. Security group, let's go ahead and we'll select one. We went ahead and created this quickly ahead of time as well. And underneath advanced network configuration, this is where we'll go ahead and pick that predefined IP. I think it was 10.02.135 in our notepad, aka our scratch pad. There we go. And that should be it. So we'll go ahead and get that launched. All that's launching. And a lot of these Linux, especially, they launch pretty quickly. So we definitely know that will be up by the time we get all set there. But let's go ahead and number 3, create our objects. So address, we'll go ahead and add an address. We'll call this one Kali Linux-AZ2. IP is required 10.02.135. Tags, we will call this one Kali Linux. Yeah, we don't need an AZ for that. We'll hit OK. Next up, we will create our service. Again, 2222 was what we used for JuShop. So we'll hit add and SSH space 2223, destination 2223, tag is SSH, and we'll hit OK. Now let's come on down to tags and let's go ahead and give Kali, we'll pick a color. Any color will work, no scheme. Azure, AWS and Azure. I'll skip that one. Maybe somebody will get confused or AI will. Burnt sienna. And let's see. I think we should be good. Cool. So next up, let's go to policies, and then we'll start with our NAT. And again, um, ideally to set the first one up to understand it is cool. But for time, if you find one that's close enough, what I like to do is just clone that. And the order precedence will matter as these start stacking up. But for now, a pretty simple topology. We'll just put this one underneath and we'll change the accordingly, or the pertinent fields. So this one we'll name Kali Linux AZ2. We'll get rid of these two tags. We'll start typing Kali, and then we'll just select that predefined tag we just did. And what's our other tag? The VPC security tools. Same thing. We'll go to original packet. We'll change the service to 223. Everything else remains the same. Likewise for translated packet, we need to ultimately keep that on 222 at the, or 22 port 22 native, the final NAT that's going to be performed towards the AMI, and let's go ahead and target that. All right, so our NAT rule should be pretty sharp. We'll do a quick run through. Looks good. We'll go up to security and we'll copy or clone this. We'll put this one underneath. But because we're placing it underneath for this to match, because most of these will be the same, let's actually make a service not any, but we will select the specific service. That way when we initiate our session, it won't match the first one there, which is JuShop. And we should, in a production network, be as specific as we can with our rules. It's okay in a lab to not do that, but you gotta also gain the understanding. So we'll call this Kali Linux AZ2. Similarly, get rid of these tags. Start typing Kali. Start typing security tools. A source will be the same. Destination. application, and we've already edited or modified the service. We can do, we're good to go, I think. Okay. And then just a quick check. Although let's commit that first. We should put a description as well. We'll just say we added NAT and security rule pair for Kali and pertinent objects. We'll commit that change. One thing I was going to do is make sure, from memory, I do think we're not being specific. Yeah, we only have 2 routes. So that means we've got the supernet in here for once it ultimately is NATed inbound and it needs to go further downstream to the LAN. We don't need to add, but in a production network, we might be specific and add a route for each VPC, especially for compliance if you have certain frameworks or mandates that you are following as well. We'll hit task, see if this one's running. Let's go ahead and Windows R, CMD. Let's prep our SSH. We of course it's completed. We love Mobex term, but we should also show or demonstrate alternatives. So let's CD to downloads and we'll SSH-I, type our key pair. I think we said that. And now we need -P for port 2223. And I think they said, yeah, Kali at, and then let's get that IP. So we will go EC2. Let's go Elastic IPs. And the public, which is the outside, is there. Let's copy that. And there we go. So if we hit enter, oh, so no troubleshooting. Someone could be eavesdropping you. Add the correct hosts to get rid of this message. I'm not sure. Let's see. Well, let's go to our good old mobile. All right, so we'll hit session. We'll hit SSH. We'll paste this in here. 222.223 events. Use private key. We'll come on over here. And we'll select our key pair, Kali Linux. We'll select OK. Kali. All right, so there we go. So we're in Kali. So if we were to do like, let's see, cat /Etsy / what's it, OS release. We'll see the version that we got here. Let's see if what we have Metasploit. So Metasploit's not there. CD into user share. CD and let's ls. So there is. Okay. This again from doing a lot of the previous participating in the NCL. Some things in here. So we don't see our password list as well. So this is kind of a older, no, I won't say older, but it's a version of Kali that doesn't have a lot of the tools pre-installed. So we need to actually go to our package manager and pull them down. But we do have a flavor um, of Kali here. And oh, you even got to install that. Oh, I don't know that you need sudo here. I guess it does say. Yeah, so this is I won't say plain vanilla. Oh wow. So not the best version there, but like I said, we really just wanted to demonstrate having two applications and two different availability zones. Because from here, we could do different things. I see a lot of you out there asking for a video on how to use, configure, and leverage the gateway load balancer. So this architecture, we'd need to just stand up a second Palo Alto firewall in availability zone 2, update our routing, deploy the gateway load balancer and the endpoints, and let it do the health checks or perform it between those two Palo Altos. And like we noted, update the pertinent route tables. We might need to set an egress internet gateway. It's probably to stand it up all the way. It's been about 4 to 5 years to work in an environment where we leverage them. They were already there before I got there. That was earlier this year. So it's not too tough. Still have the memory. That might be a live stream video to where I just troubleshoot it through instead of making that like a fancy or heavily edited video. But we have the framework here right now. We accomplished a lot, to be quite honest. We deployed our AWS basic network architecture, our three VPCs, the subnets, all of the subcomponents there, route tables, security groups when we needed it, etc. And we had a transit gateway, which a lot of folks don't use. I know there's a cost to it. With those VPC, we didn't show a VPN attachment, but that's the other type there. And then, of course, lots of routing that we needed to make those updates for in an earlier video. And then we demonstrated NAT for, various ports. We saw how one public IP address on that outside interface could also be the entry point for multiple services or not just the servers behind it, because we saw with JuShop that one single server, we had a different NAT entry for SSH and another one for HTTPS to get to the web console. So that's what's, I won't say simple. I don't like calling stuff, simple, but these are the type of things that an engineer, wouldn't be expected to know in a production environment. So we did and accomplished so much in this playlist. And like I said, we now have the framework to be able to take it to another level. We would call it maybe a phase 2 or a 2.0 type of upgrade. So probably we'll put together some things, some PowerPoints needed, probably more visuals in this playlist, which I didn't have. But I just want to thank each and every one of you out there that followed along this playlist. Like I said, always here. There's always room to grow. So any comments, any suggestions, etc., drop them down below. We've been active in the chat here lately, and I truly do appreciate each and one of you out there. But until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and peace.